Good evening. I'm Dr. Ed Benoit, the Director of the School of Information Studies, and thank you for joining us this evening as we celebrate our May 2026 graduates. Before we get started, I have a few announcements. Please silence all cell phones at this time, but please feel free to take pictures throughout the ceremony. There will be time after the ceremony for additional pictures with faculty, and we would like to take a group picture with all the graduates immediately following the ceremony. And now the stage makes it very easy for us to do that. So we will do that right after the ceremony. I would officially like to begin the ceremony tonight by introducing the faculty who have joined us today. Assistant Professor Dr. Christina Sharoma and Assistant Professor of Professional Practice, Dr. Caitlin Christian Lamb. I am so excited to be here this evening to celebrate our spring graduates. Distinguished faculty, proud families, honored guests, but most especially the outstanding graduating class of 2026. I would like to begin this ceremony and this speech with one important reminder. Back up your files. If I could offer you only one tip for the future, it would be to back up your files. Technology will evolve, devices will change, and systems crash. But the habit of protecting what matters will serve you throughout your career and your life. The long-term value of backing up your files has been confirmed by every information professional, every archivist, and every graduate student who has ever lost a paper the night before it was due. Now, the rest of my advice has no more basis more reliable than my own experience. I offer this advice in the spirit of Mary Schmidt, the Chicago Tribune columnist who in 1997 wrote what would become called the Wear Sunscreen speech. She understood something then that we can all understand now, that the right words, offered at the right moment, can travel farther than anyone imagines, and that good advice, like good metadata, only works if people can actually find it. So in her spirit, I offer the following advice. First, look around this room. What you see is extraordinary. People who completed their coursework online after working long shifts. Parents who wrote papers at kitchen tables while children slept. Working professionals who chose, despite every competing demand on their time, to invest in themselves, in their futures, and in the people they will serve. You have always been exceptional, and this milestone is only the beginning of all you will achieve. I also offer you these words of wisdom. Again, back up your files. But also preserve what matters most. Not just data, what you hold close to your heart. The letters, the photographs, the mementos, the stories of people who have never been considered worthy of recording by anyone with power. Archives are how civilizations remember who they are and teach the next generation. Archives hold the letters of soldiers that they wrote home, the records of silenced or displaced communities, the blueprints and the histories that prove real people lived real lives. When archives are lost, history is lost. On the other hand, when archives are preserved, the truth has a fighting chance. So for those who become archivists, your job is to decide what gets remembered. Take that job seriously. Be the librarian people get to know. For those of you becoming librarians, know that you have chosen one of the most quietly radical but public-facing professions in existence. Every day, librarians defend the right to read freely and connect people with knowledge that changes their lives. Usually, without any fanfare whatsoever. Please understand the world you are entering. We stand at one of the most remarkable inflection points in history. Every single day, we generate more information than has existed in all the world's libraries combined just a few decades ago. Technology like smartphones and artificial intelligence are reshaping how knowledge is created, stored, discovered, and shared. The algorithms that curate what billions of people read, watch, and believe are among the most powerful forces, yet are largely invisible. Into this world we send you. The world needs people who understand what technology can and cannot do. So don't fear technology, but don't put it on a pedestal. Tools change and evolve. Think about all the iterations of media of humankind. The printing press, the card catalog, the database, the search engine, the algorithm, the large language model. Every generation has idolized a new tool that changes everything. Your job is to ask, who built this, who benefits, and whose voice is missing? The degree you receive today is not just a credential. It is a lens. This lens will shape how you see the world, help you question what you encounter, and also recognize what truly matters. The power of critical thinking will be one of the most influential forces of the future. Use it to your advantage. You understand that information, how we organize knowledge, shapes what we can find and what remains hidden. As the world wrestles with AI, algorithms, and technologies that promise to organize all human knowledge, your greatest advantage will not be your ability to use these tools, it will be your ability to think critically about them. Advocate for libraries, even when, especially when it's not popular. Libraries are the cornerstones of culture in communities and civilization. They stand as the physical embodiment of a society's commitment to the idea that every person, regardless of income, geography, or background, deserves access to knowledge. In a world filled with misinformation, that commitment has never been more relevant. Read things that you didn't search for. The algorithms will not lead you to what you need most. They will lead you to what you have already decided you want. So remember to wander the stacks. Follow a footnote. Let a book recommendation take you somewhere unexpected. Serendipity is truly a wonderful thing. Be kind to the patron who doesn't know how to ask. The question behind the question is almost always more important than the question itself. Listen for it. And remember why you started. If you came to this field because you love reading, or a librarian once changed your life, or because you fell in love with the idea of connecting people to the past, hold on to that. It will carry you through the long days and the hard choices. If technology changes, as it will, the mission will not. But again, trust me on saving your files. There's an old saying often attributed to libraries. Here is where the dead meet the living. It means that in libraries and archives, the wisdom of every generation that came before us remains available to every generation that follows. You are joining a profession that has always understood that knowledge is not a commodity, it is a right. It is, in the deepest sense, how humanity talks to itself across time. The world needs what you know. The world needs what you are going to build. And this community, your faculty, your classmates, your families, and your friends could not be more proud of the people you have become. back up your files, and go make the future worth remembering. Tomorrow, over 151 students from our school will receive graduate degrees. 52 certificates in archival studies, 8 certificates in records and information management, and 147 masters in library and information science. Many of our master's graduates have also completed a graduate certificate and will receive 2 degrees. Tomorrow, 54 graduates will receive 2 degrees, and 1 graduate has completed 3. All of our graduates' names will appear in the video recording of this ceremony, but we'd like to congratulate all of them, including those who could not be with us here in person today. We are very proud of you and celebrate your accomplishment in completing your graduate degrees. This is the school's 95th graduating class. Our graduates tomorrow range in age from 22 to 58 and call over 35 different states home. I will now ask the faculty to come up as we begin the hooding portion of the ceremony. As I call each of our graduates' names, I will indicate what degree they are receiving tomorrow. Please come forward to be hooded when your name is called. I also like to pause here momentarily and tell you our graduates write their bios. So if I pause occasionally, it's because I'm learning information I did not know before. To begin with, Megan Albright, MLIS. Megan Albright of Oak Grove, Minnesota, holds a BA in English and has taught English language arts and research instruction over the past 2 decades, while also volunteering in her school's library. After a demanding teaching schedule forced her to step away from the library a few years ago, added some years there. She realized she had a love for connecting students with the resources they needed to succeed. Megan began her shift to full-time library work by pursuing her MLIS degree online while continuing to teach. Following an internship last summer, she was offered a position this past fall at Bethel University Library in St. Paul, Minnesota, and began in January as the Public Services Supervisor. She is deeply grateful to her family for their encouragement through this process and for being here today. Congratulations. Samantha Alvarez, MLIS. Sam, as she is known to most everyone, lives in Mandeville, Louisiana, and is receiving her MLIS. Sam has always adored books and stories. They've always been her comfort, her way of relaxing. She has been employed as a library associate and the children's librarian backup by the St. Tammany Parish Library for almost 3 years now. She loves her job, and her favorite part is story time and play date, and getting to see all the children that regularly attend. Forming those bonds with them and seeing their faces light up with happiness is the best feeling. She hopes to obtain a school librarian position in an elementary or lower middle school setting to continue to share her passion for books and just how magical they are. Congratulations. Congratulations. Alexis Anatolik, MLIS and Karst. Alexis was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and has stayed in Louisiana her entire life. She has a Bachelor of Arts degree in history from LSU that she received in 2024. She has always had a passion for history, and especially for dinosaurs. And gaining an MLIS degree will help her achieve her dream of working in a natural science museum, hopefully in the Northeast. Congratulations. Anna Claire Bolton, MLIS. Anna Claire is originally from Shreveport, Louisiana, and currently resides in Nashville, Tennessee. She received her Bachelor of Fine Arts in Art Education from the University of Arkansas, Fayetteville, and is earning her MLIS from LSU. She currently works as a high school art and photography teacher at Overton High in Nashville and has plans to transition into a high school librarian role. Her favorite part of working in a school is helping students find and nurture their passions, which will continue in the library as it did for her, or as it did in her classroom. Congratulations. Alexis Bro, MLIS. Alexis is from Ponchatoula, Louisiana, and currently still lives there. She received her bachelor's in 2023 from Southeastern Louisiana University in General Studies with a minor in English. Knowing her diverse interests made it hard to pick a single major. Realizing that all the reading she did growing up was career prep, Alexis decided to go for her MLIS to be around books all the time. She's excited to see where her path leads, and she is grateful for all of those who have supported her in her accomplishments. Congratulations. Deirdre Buchanan, MLIS, and Karst. Deirdre lives in Rowlett, Texas, with her husband and 2 dogs. After graduating with her BFA from the University of North Texas and working in fashion and design, she needed a big change, so she became a 911 dispatcher. Being a dispatcher helped her realize her passion for public service. But after several stressful years, she is ready for another big change. Deirdre is looking forward to using her master's degree to continue serving her community through public libraries. She is grateful to her friends, family, and wonderful husband for believing in her and supporting her throughout this journey. Congratulations. Congratulations. Kristen Chandler, MLIS. Kristen lives in Ackerman, Mississippi. A lifelong bookworm, she never imagined she would one day lead the library where she spent so many childhood summers. She holds a Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies with concentrations in business and psychology from Mississippi State University and is receiving her MLIS tomorrow. She serves as director of the Choctaw County Library System, where she focuses on building a strong community-centered library through creative programming and outreach. She is deeply grateful for the unwavering support of her family and friends throughout her graduate studies. Congratulations. Congratulations. Lynn Calvin, MLIS. Lynn is from Sacramento, California, but now lives in northern Utah. She has always had a love of reading and books. She earned a BA in English with an emphasis on education, but quickly learned that teaching in a traditional classroom was not the right fit. After raising her babies and surviving cancer, it was time to focus on herself again, and that journey led her to the library. Over the course of her MLIS, she developed a passion for information literacy instruction. As a substitute teacher, she found that she loves working with teens and hopes to become a youth services librarian. This degree has been hard-earned, and Lynn is grateful for the many people that have supported her on this journey. Congratulations. Congratulations. Destiny Crawford, Karst Ann Krim. Louisiana-born and North Carolina-based, Destiny brings her passion for history, education, and community impact into everything she does. With a background in African American studies, history, and education, she is a higher education professional in workforce development, while also teaching as an adjunct history instructor. A historian at heart, she came to LSU to pursue certification in archives and records and information management. Her mission is to help underserved communities preserve their stories, protect their histories, and ensure their voices are remembered for generations to come. Congratulations. Congratulations. Samantha Donato, MLIS and Karst. Sam currently lives in Woodstock, Georgia. They hold a Bachelor of Science in Communication Studies degree from Louisiana State University of Alexandria, and they began her career in public libraries and has since spent the past decade working across libraries and higher education institutions in roles focused on student learning and success. She is grateful for the love and support of her husband, family, and friends throughout this journey and is looking forward to the next chapter ahead. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yes. Camille Dunbar, MLIS, Karst, and Krim. Camille was born and raised in New Orleans, where she still resides. She holds a Bachelor of Arts in English from the University of New Orleans. Like most everyone here today, her love of books and libraries traces back to childhood. Her fascination with stories and experiences outside her own led her to pursue archival studies as she wishes to contribute to the preservation and democratization of our collective memory. As a Katrina kid, Camille has faced many hurdles during her academic journey. No one accomplishes anything alone, and she is grateful for everyone who has supported her continuing education, her partner, friends, mentors, and especially her parents. Congratulations. Congratulations. Carrie Fagali, MLIS and Karst. Carrie is from Prosperity, South Carolina, and is graduating with a dual degree, receiving both the MLIS as well as the Graduate Certificate in Archival Studies. Congratulations. Lizette Flores, MLIS. Lizette is originally from Los Angeles, California. She currently lives in Monrovia, California, where she serves her community as library associate at the public library. She earned her bachelor's degree in child development from California State University, Los Angeles, and has now achieved her Master of Library and Information Science. As a proud first-generation graduate, she is honored to share this milestone with her husband and family, thanking them for their love and support that made her education possible. She looks forward to continuing her career in the public library field, deeply inspired by her community and family. Congratulations. Genevieve Grennan, MLIS. Genevieve was born and raised in the greater New Orleans area and currently lives in Metairie. She received her bachelor's degree in elementary education from the University of New Orleans in 2004 and is so excited to begin a career in librarianship after graduation. She wants to thank her parents, family, friends, and especially her daughter, Madigan, for always being so supportive. She couldn't have done it without you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Victoria King, MLIS. Oh, sorry. You'll see why in a second. Victoria is a born and raised Minnesotan and happily resides in the city of St. Paul, Minnesota. She received her bachelor's degree in English education from the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire in 2017 and currently works as an administrative assistant. Today, she graduates with her master's in library and information science. Her love of libraries has been a constant throughout her life, and she's excited to begin a long and fulfilling career in public librarianship. She is grateful to her family for always encouraging her to follow her dreams and for providing unending love and support while she figured out what those dreams were. Congratulations. As a quick side note, I'm from Wisconsin. Yeah. And so we have at least 2 people who went to Wisconsin universities, and I'm very happy about that. Summer Kingsbury, MLIS. Summer is originally from Arkansas, but currently resides in Clarksville, Tennessee, with her husband and 2 daughters. She holds a Bachelor of Science degree in General Studies, obtained from Austin Peay State University. Her journey to librarianship began with an early love of reading, which started with a keen interest in the Boxcar Children series. With her degree, she hopes to become a child librarian at her local library. She would like to thank her husband for his continuous support over her years-long educational journey. Congratulations. Congratulations. Katie Lamberto, MLIS. Katie is originally from West Boston, Massachusetts, and currently lives in Alexandria, Virginia. She received her bachelor's degree in 2005 from the College of the Holy Cross, a master's degree in classics in 2009 from the University at Buffalo, and a PhD in classics in 2015, also from the University of Buffalo. Katie taught undergraduate courses and worked in her college's academic library before finding her way to a career as an analyst in the federal government. She always wanted to get back to teaching or library work, however, and after 10 years, she decided to pivot and pursue an MLIS. Katie is grateful to her friends and family for their support in this endeavor, and she's excited for what the future holds. Congratulations. Congratulations, Doctor. M. Leslie, MLIS and Karst. M is originally from Everett, Washington, but has lived in New Orleans for almost 6 years. They hold a Bachelor of Science in Gender, Women, and Sexuality Studies from Oregon State University. M originally started the MLIS program with goals of becoming an academic librarian, but quickly fell in love with archives and what it meant to be involved in this type of preservation work. This passion instantly grew throughout the 2 years of earning their master's degree. M will be working at Loyola University as the Special Collections and Archives Project Assistant and will be starting the Williams Research Center Graduate Intensive internship at the Historic New Orleans Collection this summer after graduation. Tomorrow, M will receive their Master's in Library and Information Science, along with the Graduate Certificate in Archival Studies. Congratulations. Congratulations. Meg McCombs, MLIS. Meg currently lives in Ventura County, California, and received her BS in English and Writing Studies from Utah Valley University in 2020. During a several years-long struggle to find her footing in the professional world, Meg worked in a variety of occupations, ranging from floral design to healthcare. She was thrilled to find that librarianship would allow her to combine public service with creativity. Meg has been employed at the, is it Camarillo? Camarillo, thank you, Public Library since 2024, where she discovered her passion for youth services. Planning to pursue children's librarianship after graduation, Meg looks forward to advocating for and supporting her community. Congratulations. Lauren O'Donohue, MLIS. When Lauren's career as a homeschool educator came to a close, she chose to continue her journey dedicated to lifelong learning by earning her MLIS. She soon realized that library science means so much more than Dewey Decimal Classification, book recommendations, and due dates. Through various opportunities, Lauren has deepened her love of public libraries as intentional spaces that provide inclusion, a sense of belonging, and access to information for the community. She's excited to continue to build on these ideas as she joins the team at Coatue Public Library in Newnan, Georgia. Laura is especially grateful to Alan and Dolan for their unwavering love and support, and for taking on much more than their fair share of chores these past 18 months. Congratulations. Congratulations. Rebecca Rhodes, MLIS and Karst. Rebecca is from and still living in Covington, Louisiana. She received her Bachelor of Arts History degree from Southeastern Louisiana University. Tomorrow she will receive her MLIS and her graduate certificate in archival studies. Rebecca's love of libraries and archives comes from reading books with her mom every night and watching history shows with her dad as far back as she can remember. From participating in her local library's summer reading program to working through undergrad as a bookseller, Rebecca's love for books has only grown over the years. She's excited to take the next step in her library and archival journey and is thankful to everyone who has encouraged her along the way. Congratulations. Congratulations. Renee Soche, MLIS. Renee was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. She received her Bachelor of Science in Natural Resource Ecology and Management from Louisiana State University in 2017. She was a camp director, zookeeper, and math teacher before finally finding a home at the East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. Discovering a passion for reference services, she decided to pursue her MLIS and looks forward to continuing her work in public libraries after graduation. Congratulations. Wow, zookeeper. Katie Jo Slater, MLIS and Karst. Katie is from Pensacola, Florida. She has completed her Master of Library and Information Science degree and a graduate certificate in archival studies. As the first in her family to earn a graduate degree, she is very proud of this milestone, as she should be. Katie is beginning her career journey as a librarian at Pensacola State College. She is especially grateful for the love and support of her family and her 3 cats throughout this process. Congratulations. Congratulations. Kaylin Ione Wagner Vander Werf, MLIS. Kaylin is originally from and still lives in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. She received her Bachelor of Arts in English from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee in 2022. She is receiving her MLIS here at LSU tomorrow. She currently works in the archives at the Wisconsin Historic Society and hopes to continue archival work after graduation. She is excited to see where this new chapter takes her and is beyond grateful for the support of her family and friends who have helped her achieve her dreams. Congratulations. Congratulations. Vanessa Williams, MLIS and CRIM. Vanessa is originally from Kenner, Louisiana, and now lives in the Atlanta metro area. She is graduating with a master's degree in Library and Information Science and a graduate certificate in Records and Information Management. Vanessa was excited to transition into the library sector and began her journey as a school librarian in 2024. She is grateful for her family, who provided her with the encouragement and support she needed to achieve this accomplishment. With her faith and determination, Vanessa knows that she can do all things and is ready to shine her light wherever she goes on her LIS journey. Congratulations. Congratulations. I actually guessed right. I actually guessed right. When I was, when I was flipping the pages.
Oh, yeah.
Cerise Edwards, MLIS. She is a New Orleans native and received her Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy from Howard University in Washington, D.C., before moving back to the South, where she finds comfort in the sweltering heat and hospitality. Currently living in Houston, she found her love of libraries in her role at Rice University. Following graduation, she will continue her education at Northwestern University as she works towards an advanced graduate certificate in information design and strategy. Congratulations. Lenora Carter. Oh, excuse me, Lenora Freeman Carter, MLIS. Lenora is a distinguished professional from Napoleonville, Louisiana. She possesses a Bachelor of Science degree in elementary education awarded by Grand Canyon University. For the past 5 years, she has served as the library director of the Assumption Parish Library. However, her tenure at the library spans over 25 years, during which she has undertaken a variety of roles and responsibilities. Ms. Carter expresses her gratitude for the unwavering support of her husband, adult children, and the faculty members at LSU. Above all, she offers her heartfelt appreciation to God for guiding her throughout her career. She is committed to continuing her role as library director at the Assumption Parish Library, contributing to the advancement in community education and engagement. Congratulations. Sometimes I forget to tell them that they're done. And then it's just awkward. Please take a moment and join me in congratulating all of our graduates, those who are with us here today, and those who could not join us in person, with a round of applause. You join a very long history of alumni from over 90 years. We are actually approaching our 100th anniversary, and across the world. And I want you to take a moment to think about this momentous milestone you have achieved. Fewer than 13% of the U.S. population have earned a master's degree. So make sure to take a moment to congratulate yourself and celebrate your accomplishment. Thank you especially to all the family and friends who joined us this evening to celebrate. This formally concludes our ceremony, and we do ask that all the graduates gather briefly on the stage for a group photo, but we do invite all of you to stay, take pictures, and enjoy the refreshments in the vestibule entryway, but not in the theater, please. And I will say, I know tomorrow morning's graduation is early, 8 a.m. This just happens to be, from what I've been told by Caitlin, is one of the best times to get pictures of Mike the Tiger. So if you do show up early, Mike's habitat is just right outside the PMAC where you'll be, or you can sneak one afterwards. But definitely take some time. The nice part about it being at 8 a.m. is it will be cooler than it will be at 1. So do enjoy that. But thank you all for being here, and congratulations to our graduates.